How you going? Just done a bit of a check around, make sure everything's all good. We're ready to go, all packed. We're off another camping holiday, just for the weekend. A little place called Elachbudding Rock, and it's quite an interesting location. Great little camp spot too. So I want to get out there and enjoy it. So how about you come and join us? Let's go, hey? It is said that on any given day here in Australia, there's something like 1.5 million campers out there enjoying the great outdoors. And do you wonder why? The opportunities are abound from the far southwestern corner of WA to the northeastern tip of Queensland. There is so much to see and do. And it doesn't matter how you do it. You could be in a humble little tent or one of those flashy caravans or camper trailers. Whatever way you want to do it, get out there and go camping. It's a way of life, isn't it? So relaxing. Even on a motorbike you can go out camping. It doesn't matter. Do it the way you want to do it. My trip today takes me through the wheatbelt of Western Australia, and below the wheatbelt is a huge deposit of granite known as the Yilgarn Craton, said to be around 2 to 3 million years old. Now around the craton there are a number of rocky outcrops, granite outcrops, which make for great camping, and a lot of them have been set up for campers with toilets, facilities and campfire facilities. They're just fantastic, and there's so many of them. Elachbudding Rock, said to be one of the best, and it is. It's a very nice little camp spot on the edge of a dry salt lake, not far from Southern Cross. Then there's Karalee Rock, just off the Great Eastern Highway, with its 250 metre steel aqueduct, still channeling water today into the dam. Lorraine and Rock has a fantastic campsite which you can stay for 3 days maximum, absolutely free, flushing toilets, the lot. Eaglestone Rock, another rock situated on the side of a huge salt lake. And one of the places we'll be visiting this week, Elachbudding Rock, very historical one, and we'll track this later. And Boondy Rock, another one of the water catchment rocks that are situated just off the Great Eastern Highway, another fantastic shady camp spot. Welcome to the awe-inspiring Elachbudding Rock. This 80-hectare monstrosity rises from the ground, and the views from up here are incredible. You can see virtually forever. Harry Ainsley first came across the rock back in 1887, and the name comes from the Aboriginal word meaning that thing standing. It has a brilliant campsite down on the eastern side of the rock, well sheltered from the elements. And it has a wave rock, which we'll check out tomorrow, as well as a little chasm. This place is incredible. tonight's dinner is pizza. Yummo. Bit of advice here, make your dough at home the day before. Day-old dough makes a far better pizza base. Take it from me, 27 years experience in the pizza industry, I know. Oh, a bit of cheese, we're going to chuck some chicken on this, a bit of ham. In the meantime, that fire's roaring away behind us there. A bit of cheese on top, yum. Now we just chuck the lid on, put it on some hot coals, easy as that. We'll get some more coals and put them on top so we can get the heat from the top and the bottom, and we'll just leave that for about 10 minutes. Look at that. That is amazing. What a beautiful pizza. It's perfect. Look at that. Not burnt at all. The daughter wants to get in nice and quick. Hang on, girl. We're going to cut it up first. That base is so crispy. It is beautiful. Delish. Now I'm getting ready for tonight's dinner. Yeah, tonight's dinner. It's first thing in the morning. I've got some hot coals. I'm going to put them in this hole I've dug. Just like that. And now I'll go and get the dinner ready. And I've got a nice roast beef in there with some potatoes, bit of seasoning. Chuck the lid on. Get yourself a camp oven. If you buy nothing else, get yourself a camp oven. There's just so much you can do with it. Pizza last night, roast beef tonight in the same dish. Just going to get a picture of that hole. In goes the camp oven. And now all we do is fill up the hole with coals right up to the top. So we get a lot of heat in there. Don't want the big things, just want the coals. There we go. Okay, that's well and truly covered now. All we do then is fill in the sand over the top to trap the heat in. I've done this a few times and I tell you what, it's fantastic. It's a little thing I learnt when I was in Boy Scouts. There we go. Right, that'll do for that. We'll come back to that tonight. Time to do a bit of exploring. As I said, this place has an amazing wave rock and it also has the incredible Monty's Pass. Welcome to the wave rock. Now these things are not unusual. They occur quite often. They're just a part of the erosion process along the side of the rock. This one's quite long. It takes up to about a third of the length of the western side of the rock, and it is quite spectacular. The colours are really a real standout as well. This is Monty's Pass. Now Monty's Pass is actually the north end of the wave, and as you can see on the right there, the wave is still partly formed. But the rock on the left came from up the top above us, about 20-30 metres above our heads. During an earthquake about 100 years ago, a big slab of rock just cracked and fell away. There's a perfect picture of that slice of rock that fell off the top of the wave. Now Monty's Pass goes for about 100 metres and it is really, really easy to get into and quite spectacular. You have to come and see it for yourself. It gets out the other side and it's quite cool in there. So on a hot day, if you want a bit of cooling off, come in here. Well, that's enough of that, I think. Let's go and explore a bit more of this surrounding countryside. Still can't get over the size of that rock that's fallen off. Even a couple of the locals come out to see us. Our little bobtail or blue-tongued lizard or shingleback, whatever you want to call him. There's quite a few of these around. This one's out a bit early actually. They don't usually appear before about September, October. And yet this little boy's out and about. And he's obviously getting an early start for the year. Harmless little creatures, they really are. That mouth, that's show, all show. Yeah, you don't scare us. No, poor thing. I'll tell you right, he's more scared of us than we are of him. I think we'll let him go for now. See you, mate. Elachbudding Rock is surrounded by fields and fields of wheat and canola. Approximately 20 odd kilometres into the west, directly in front of us, is the township of Bonnie Rock. Not that there's much there today except the wheat silo and a couple of relics of the years gone by. But the wheat silo itself speaks volumes of the amount of produce that comes out of this area. On our way to Bonnie Rock, we'll be stopping at a rock called Elachbudding Rock. Elachbudding Rock stands tall, but it's nowhere near the size of its neighbour, Elachbudding Rock. But Elachbudding has a claim to fame. This concrete tank, which was built in 1930, it can contain 10,200,000 litres of water, and it doesn't leak at all. The water runs down the rocks and gets captured by these walls, which virtually surround the rock, channeling the water down into the concrete tank in front. As you can see here, the wall stretches forever, and it was made so many years ago, 90 odd years ago, and yet it still stands fully intact. The integrity of the pioneers who built this is well displayed. The water is channeled down into the viaduct which leads across to the tank. The old hall and a couple of lot markers are about all that remain of the old town of Bonnie Rock, which was gazetted way back in 1932. It sits about 340 odd kilometres east of Perth. It was once the terminus of the railway line from Perth through Beacon all the way out here. The line was kept busy for many years carting wool and wheat back to the coast. As I walk down this line, it's hard to imagine that steam engines used to roam up and down here. This was quite a busy yard at one stage, and just to the left of me is all that remains of what was the public station. Nowadays, it's the line to nowhere. Several parts of this line have disappeared between here and Beacon. Okay, Nain, let's go. Come on, do it in one. Love it. Got it in one, Nain. Well done. Spring out here in the wheat belt is spectacular. The wildflowers, they just come out in bloom. Still a bit early at the moment, but there's a few coming out right now. Just adds a bit of colour to the place, like this little fella. So if you want a real spectacle, come out here around September, October. Oh, you'll be absolutely blown away. The moment of truth. Here we go. This has been sitting in the ground for 8 hours. I hope it's turned out okay. Just get that lid off and we'll soon find out. Ready? Oh, look at that. And the smell. Oh, it's delicious. But the proof is in the eating. And look how tender that is. Yum. Oh, guess what, folks? I've done it again. Alright, all I need is a roll. And dig in, folks. Dig in. That is so nice. Geez, I'm getting good at this, eh? Well, like all good things, our camping trips come to an end. It's time to head home. I hope you've enjoyed our time out here at Elachbudding Rock. Quite a name, bit of a mouthful. Weather's turned a bit grey now, so yeah, it's time to head home and have a shower, I think. Anyway, I'll look forward to seeing you next time, somewhere out here in the great outdoors, okay? Ciao.